Hello and welcome to my presentation about the sheet metal phone stand project I did in OTT class. A quick overview of the class is that it's short for Orientation to Technology, and it is used to show freshmen all of the technology and just work-based learning classes, specifically in the T&I building that Joliet Central has to offer. Um, a quick overview of how I did the project is first, we had a 3D model, sketch a design for a basic skeleton, and set of rules to follow while we're building the actual phone stand. Then we would get sheet metal, mark it, and just have like a basic drawing on the sheet metal to help build the actual project. Um, then you cut any of the areas that needed to be removed from the sheet metal and cut any fillets off the corners, which are little bends or just curves on the sides of the piece. Um, we also had a deburr side, which was to take and like file down and just smoothen all of the sides so you couldn't get cut on it. Then we had to bend the piece to actually give it the shape of the phone stand. Then I painted it a little space design, which you can see in the picture down here. The reason why we did this project is because it can help with just everyday life projects. Like if you ever have something broken in your house, you can just fix it using any knowledge you learned from this class or in any of the electives that makes you want to pick. It also just gives basic metalworking skills if that is a field you want to go and work in. The first step was the inventor model, which was the actual model inside of the inventor program that we used to make the sketch, which was the uh, setting, like the map of the project. Let's see. Uh, First, we had to use the sheet metal file type in Inventor, which allowed you to bend and make the actual thing look like what it would look like in real life. But the first step in any inventor model is to sketch and extrude your basic components, which got you to here in the timeline of events I made down here. Um, First is a sketch, which is the whole piece drawn on a 2D plane. Then you extrude it into a 3D plane to get this. Then we had to bend and mark lines on the actual base, which we got here. This little bend is like a foot to help it from not sliding. Then we bended the main part that would hold the phone, and then bend the top to get the actual phone stand. Um, we use that by just making sketches on top of the actual piece to just hit a bend line on and have that computer program do all that by itself. Then we did the drawing portion, which we imported the model that we made back here and put it into another file for drawings. And we made this little sketch, which is the thing we would use to mark any of the lines to actually bend and cut on the actual piece of sheet metal. Um, the first step is importing the 3D model, as I said earlier. Then you got to set the views. So you can see down here in the bottom, like the front view, which is the longest dimension in most detail, and then the right view, which is just the right side of the front view. And then we have the isometric, which is the whole piece in a 3D sketch. Then we mark dimensions on the flat view right here, which are these little blue lines down here. Then we made a table that showed the specifics in the bends. So like what degree and specifically how far away it is, which is right here. Then we actually got into actually making the project down in the sheet metal room or metals room in general. Um, First, you had to get your sheet metal piece from Mr. West, who was the teacher of OTT, and then we had to put on PPE, which is personal protection equipment, and gathered any of the material we needed, like the scribe, which are these little pens used to mark the low lines, and the blue layout stain, which is made it so that you could actually use the scribe and sketch onto the piece of metal so you can actually see it, um, and not it just being silver on silver, which you can't see. And then we marked our name on the back so we wouldn't lose a piece or someone wouldn't take it and say it's theirs. Um, then we painted the front with the blue layout stain and then marked the dimensions um, from the drawing on the actual piece. Then we cut the piece, which was my favorite part of the project because it actually had like the most hands-on part and was just fun overall. Uh, because you could actually see it become your sketch you made from Inventor instead of just a square of metal. Then it just made it look better. It like actually made it look like you could have the phone stand out of it. There's kind of the same steps. You have to get your PPE and any other material like the little shears and the file for deburring. First, you cut the triangle indents and the fillets on the sides. Sure, these little bends, as I said earlier. Right here, you can kind of see it. Um, and then we had to file down and deburr the sides to make sure it wouldn't cut anyone. Here's a video of me deburring the piece. After that, we actually bended the piece to actually make it a final product. For me, it wasn't the final project because I finished it early and I decided to paint it. Um, Same steps again is just put on PPE and then we use the press brake, which is this machine here, to bend it. Um, the way you used it was by putting the line you made from the layout on the little teeth here and clamped it down on that line, little teeth, little edge here. And then there was a handle on the side you could pull up and it would bend the piece. And here's all the different bends. Uh, this is the last one. And after you get this. Here's a video of the you can see the clamping, and you bend it. This was an optional uh, step in the process. First, I set up my area for painting. I used spray paint. Uh, my whole um, like desired design was to kind of look like this, with the yellow planet in the back, which I got really good. Not really happy with this because it kind of looked like a stain. But first you set up your area again, and then uh, get your paints, and then you paint it. The way you do this is you layer all your spray paint. Then I took like a piece of paper and you just kind of put it on there and then pull up so it would give like this little design, but it'd be the entire piece. And then you put like a cup or something on it over it to protect it, and then you paint the whole thing black, add a little bit of stars, and I gave it a little bit of shine, like a stars in the back. And then you just let it dry. You're done. Overall, I think I did good on the assignment because I didn't ask for help a lot, and I got done early. Uh, and I did well in the actual piece when it got graded. Well, I would like to thank my teacher, Mr. West, for helping me throughout the project. And He was just a help overall. He actually let me bend the piece early. So thank you for listening, and might have more projects later.